Hey, it's Chris here with your fishing forecast for August 28th. It is almost September. By the time that you get fishing, it probably will be September. So that's what we're talking about today. We have some great opportunities coming up this month that you are definitely going to want to take advantage of. We have salmon pretty well everywhere. We have trout fishing getting really good again, and we have bass and pike fishing picking up again as well. So to go through those, salmon are everywhere. Your eastern rivers, your northern rivers, they will probably have a few more fish than some other places because they're cold and they get early runs of fish. But even rivers closer to home like the Credit are starting to see a few as well. So great time to get out there. You also always have the early chance of bumping into some lake run brown trout this time of year, which are pretty fun to stumble into as well. If you are getting out there, we do have these wicked salmon fly kits at the shop, which are a great way to get into some fish. But if you're nymphing or fishing with the pin, then fishing flies like egg flies, worm patterns, or woolly buggers, great way to go for these fish. And if you want to swing a fly, then something like a black or a purple sort of hobo spay or a zonker type pattern will do very, very nicely for you as well. If you are getting out for trout, we just did a whole episode on Monday about sort of September trout tactics that you may want to check out. But basically, trout is on the menu again. We've got cool temps at night. Those rivers have come down to good ranges. Those fish are active. Even with the warmer temps coming this weekend, we expect there to be lots of opportunity fishing in the morning for these fish. Fishing with dry flies tends to be phenomenal this time of year. And if you want to fish with nymphs and streamers, both very productive as well. The rivers are lower this time of year. They're warmer. They're easier to wade. They're easier to find fish because there's less water for them to hide in. It can be a really fun time to get out for some trout fishing. So make sure it's on your list of things to do. And then finally, we've got bass and pike. As we've talked about the last few weeks, through the summer, those fish often go a little deeper on your lakes and they can be hard to find. But this time of year, as again, the water starts to get a little cooler, they start coming back into shallower water and they start feeding really aggressively, getting ready for the fall and winter months. So it's a great time to get not only fish in accessible shallow water, but also some really big fish as they start feeding really aggressively. So targeting good, healthy green weed beds and any kind of hard structure like docks or rocky points, that sort of thing, do very, very nicely for you, and really will only accelerate and get better potentially throughout the month as we go here. So don't write off those species. The other really cool thing about fishing, say up in cottage country this time of year, is now that we're at Labor Day, a lot of people are starting to shut down their cottages for the season, which means not as many boaters out there, not as many jet skiers. It means a much quieter lake. Those fish are happier, they're less disturbed, and you can have a lot of space to yourself. So it's a really fun time to get out on the lakes or the rivers for bass and pike fishing this time of year. As always, if you need any help figuring out where to go or what to fish, stop by or give us a call. We'll be happy to help you out. Good luck out there.